this?
The fungi guy, the fungi guy. He finds the fungi, we find out why he's the fungi guy, the fungi guy. To find out about fungi, then you could do worse than give this guy a try.
He's the fungi guy.
And I thought he'd said Bohemian Rhapsody, but he actually said no beef and onion wraps today. Okay, hi, welcome you-hoo. Oh my giddy aunt, what an occasion this is. I can't tell you how excited I am about this find. Can't really put it into words. It's absolutely remarkable. First time ever, woo, always a big one. And it's in its masses. What a mass fruiting. This place is absolutely banging with the one and the only Cedar Cup. Ooh, come on!
How does it feel about this find? Oh, goodness. He's so excited. Let's check it out on the geometer.
Dive and slide.
Come on! Get your eyeballs around that! Get your peepers around that lot! In a minute, I think we're going to have to run off and do a count because I think we're into the hundreds. Which is remarkable, thank you. Or is it, actually, now that I say that out loud, because it's well known that although these guys aren't such a frequent thing, they're considered uncommon in this country, England, where we are, in Great Britain, where you do find them, they can fruit in good old fair numbers. And here is a prime example. I'm searching a while for these now. Yabba dabba doo! Got it. Didn't think I was going to use that word today. Might never appear again either. But still, all words are appropriate if they're celebratory, because we have a lot to celebrate. The Cedar Cup. Geopora, look at the pause. Look at me racking my brains for the right words. Geopora sumnariana. Okay, I'm pretty sure. I'll let someone else do the talking on that. Less of my face, more of these beautiful little crowns. Should we take a look? Come on, let's have a look. Where do you start? I'll find a good one for us. I'll find a good one. Now, unfortunately, I can't get any closer than that on a tripod for us, and I've not got a steady enough hand. So I'd like to compromise. I've unearthed one. Let's get out of the sun and pop it on the hand there. There we go. We can appreciate it. Tap and focus, lovely stuff. All right, there we go. Well, you can see perfectly this absolute cracking fruit body. So these grow underground, and they take a few months to do so, creating this sphere, and then eventually they burst up and out into the open, as you can see from the ones behind. Ooh. There they are, look at those behind there. All right, back to the main event. And they'll split off, creating those rays that were a little bit like an Earth star would, which will eventually apparently fold back, but having not been able to monitor them in the past, I don't know how far they're going. In fact, as I speak, I can see one in the distance that is folding back a little bit. Should we go and have a quick look at it now? Go on then, come on. There we are, can you see it? Can you see it's folding back a little bit? And there's the old crown. Proper Thomas Crown affair, that one. Very nice. Now, in terms of lookalikes, you're unlikely to find anything else like this, especially going under Cedar. It does have one other one that you could possibly mistake it for that's even rarer, and that's Geopora sepulta. And this is the interesting bit. This used to be known as Sepulta sumnariana. Let me get that right in my head. That was its original name. That whole sepult thing means underground or tomb or buried, which of course this is how these guys start out. It's almost Sepultura, isn't it? What is that? That's almost Geopora sepultura. That'd be amazing.
Geopora sepultura grows under the ground, comes out like a crown. Geopora sepultura. It's always such a pleasure to find them under Cedar.
Now, in terms of habitat and seasonality, this is a classic example and conditions of all things coming together. So, habitat, I've mentioned the soil, but underneath cedar, almost definitely exclusively, however, as a word I use often with fungi, they have been known to be recorded underneath yew also. But the fact that they grow under cedar, it's a non-native tree here in Britain, so, you know, there's not so often that many around. I can't identify them very well. I was in the car with my mushroom expert friend the other day, my Jedi Knight friend. I said, hey, would you show me some cedar next time while we're en route? You know, just show me and then I can maybe jump out and have a look. There and then, as we had that conversation, he spotted this tree. We came and explored together, and here we are. So actually, this is a revisit. And do you know what? I've got to tell you now, this is a 4-hour round trip. And that's the level of commitment I'm on about, on a train. I mean, it's a proper adventure, I'm having a nice time. But, you know, coffee and a bagel and a little bit of me time. But nevertheless, that's a big deal, that. But I'm very excited and very happy to do that. Here's the cedar tree. For those who aren't that familiar, sorry for being patronising to the tree people, but I don't know. Cedars, big fronds, obviously, you know, conifer, but those big fronds that kind of swoop down, a bit like an inverted umbrella, like that.
Inverted umbrella? Surely a slide would be a better description.
And they've got that bluish tinge to them, and I'll maybe show you a little bit of what those needles look like. You can see when I do a close-up later on all the needle litter, which obviously is an indicator that we're in that habitat. Seasonality, springtime fungus, lots of ascoles, and just a little fact for you, that this fruiting body is the ascole carp, and it's the fruiting body of the ascomycete fungus. Geopora tenuous is the potential lookalike, and I was looking at tenuous and a bit like tenuous, and it means thin, so I wonder if it's the thin flesh, which is another ID feature of these little beauties. Very thin flesh, like lots of ascoles and cup fungi, of which of course this is one. The cup fungi, spore shooters. Probably said that already. I'm just a little bit giddy with the whole premise, and also a little bit nervous because I've got to get my train back shortly, and I've got about 12 minutes before I have to get a run on, get a sweat on. But I can't not finish this. I said I'd do a count. Let's go and have a run around and see how many roughly I think I can find.
I'll tell you what, let's have a little wager. See if we can guess how many there actually are. Closest wins. £1.
I'm up in the game. £2.
Oh, you're on then, that sounds good. I'll tell you what, and phone Uncle Frank, because he'll have a wager on anything.
That's
Go
true,
on.
he will.
Go on.
I am.
Let's do a bit of a sweep and see how impressive this kind of fruiting is. There we go. Whoa. Look at her.
Well, I reckon there's 181.
No, there's more than that. 210.
Here's the cedar tree, look. It's hard to tell, innit? I can't go the other way, which is the one it's under, because it's in the sun. Here's the cedar tree, and there it is with its bluey green hints. This one's quite a thin version. They're often a bit fuller than this, so sorry about that. And here's the bare earth, and there's a little pan round. Look at that. Whoa, how many?
Exactly. Come on, there's a lot of riding on this. I'm going to get myself a chip butty with the winnings.
That's if you're closest.
Right, I am going to have to absolutely hammer it to get my train. I'm going to have to go full sprint. Let's see how breathless I am. A 9-minute run. Here we go. To conclude that, let you know, because I'm sure many of you were on the edges of your seats, I did make it onto the train. Ta-da, as you can see. I've come in the toilet because I feel a bit self-conscious trying to do this out in the corridor. It's quite a quiet train, but left you obviously. Just wanted to, you know, conclude that cliffhanger of a film for you, and also to do the same but not as well, was whether or not how many fungi fruit bodies there were. I'll be honest, I got up to about 170 and I was freaking out because I was stressing about trying to run off and catch my train.
Hey, there we go, champione, get your money.
So that's as far as I got, but what we do know, what we can conclude, is there were a blooming lot of them. Alright, cheers, see ya!
There you are.
What's this?
Your winnings.
What? Don't be paying me in coppers. They hate it when I do that. Last time I paid in coppers at Chippy, I'm sure they didn't put butter on my muffin.